you see, man, I didn't say that.
Wow.
Okay, so that was just it. And finally, he came by himself and said to me that he wants to marry me. And I said, let me go pray.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
It's giving Acholugo. I know what will end.
Achalugo.
I'm going to marry you.
Don't be lying,
That's
don't be
so
lying, don't be
beautiful.
lying.
Well, family members, today on Lunch Date, you know, it's the hour of love right here
Yeah.
on the Switch. And what we like to do is matchmake people in Lagos that are single to start off with a friendship. And of course, if it leads to something. And we also have conversations on relationship, love, and romance, everything in between.
Exactly.
But we're diving into a conversation that is so important for anyone considering marriage, right? Whether you're single, dating, engaged, or even already married. Today's discussion is one you don't want to miss. We're talking about red and green flags. What to look out for before saying I do.
What to look out for. And the reason why we even felt it important to talk about these things is I was having a conversation with her, and I lost a little bit of faith in my generation, especially when it comes to marriage. I had to ask myself, what would marriage look like when the people who are currently Gen Zs now, when we get to like the elders will say, marriageable age.
Yeah.
When they get to that age where they're going to marry, will they be able to sustain those marriages?
I don't know.
Do we even think
We
it would
pray
work?
so.
We pray so.
We pray so.
Because the family is very important. You know, when we're growing up, they say family is the smallest cell of society.
Unit of society.
And if you can't have a family that is running well, God ordained it, then what's our society going to be? So we deemed it fit to say, what are some things people need to look out for before they get married?
Especially being that marriage is one of the biggest decisions a person can make.
They call it life partner.
Do you understand? And it's something I always tell him, like a certain calculation. If an average lifespan of a person is 80 years to live, you spend, let's say, 20 years with your parents.
Yeah.
And maybe at the age of 20, you go out to stay on your own and now find a life partner. It means that 60 years or 60 something years of your life is with that person.
With that person.
And so if you make it right, beautiful. If you don't, well, still beautiful, maybe.
Especially in this part of the world where we don't cherish divorce and
and separation and all of that. It's literally
so very important.
Exactly.
To get it right.
Exactly. Literally, the word says, "Till death do us part." So, mommy, what are some things you would advise? Say, there's a young girl now. She's listening to us. Let me give her an age. She's 26 years old. Her name is Chidera. She's 26 years old. Her name is Chidera. She goes to church. Life is going well for her. But her mommy has started telling her, Chidera, I need grandchildren. What are some things Chidera should look out for if she wants to get married?
Okay, yeah. You know, the challenge we have in this particular generation is that they don't understand love. Okay, so they think love is just a mere feeling. I'm feeling for him. And so initially, when you just have that feeling, he goes for it. Now, it is your responsibility as a young man or a young lady to know who you are about or who you are getting married to. It is your duty to find out who is this person. And the very first thing to look out for is, what is the character? Who exactly is this person? Because sometimes we look at every other thing. For me, for example, even in employment, I look for attitude more than I look for skills. If, for example, a man wants to get married and is looking for who will come and clean his kitchen, help him organize his home, and that's what he's looking for. If you get married to a bad-charactered wife, that won't happen.
True.
But imagine that he has a good person, somebody who is good, character-wise, he has love, he has joy, he has peace. Somebody who is good in himself or herself. Every other skill can be taught, including cooking.
That's beautiful.
Including, while I was trying to get married, I asked God for one thing. Number one, God, I don't want a fire extinguisher. I don't want a man.
Mommy, explain.
I don't want a man who comes to kill every dream and aspiration I want.
Yeah.
I don't want a fire extinguisher. I don't want a man who quenches my zeal for the Lord. I'm a Christian. Maybe a Muslim is listening to me right now. I don't know how you serve your own God. But I wanted a man who will help me serve God better. So I was not looking at every other thing. I was key, bent on getting a good man, a man with good character, who is humble enough to love me, humble enough to accept my weaknesses, humble enough to, allow me fly if I have the wings. Yeah. So, and I think know how to cook. He's willing to teach me because that's a skill that everybody can learn. I can learn to cook tomorrow. I can learn to wash clothes tomorrow. But character takes a lot of time to be built. In fact, I just did a video that I'm about to post on Happy Home with Mrs. A, my YouTube channel, and I said you can't quick fix a human being. And that's what so many people want to come and do in marriage. Don't worry, I will change him. I will fix him. No. For a man to be to lack self-control, for example, a man to be very, very wrought and angry, someone who has that kind of nature, and you're saying you were coming to change him from being an angry man,
it will be an experiment.
That's real.
So people see those kind of red flags. I read where a girl said her marriage is coming this what is it called, this Easter, and the man has beaten her already 3 times, and the man said he's testing her patience.
And he said that?
Yes, that he wants to know the limit of the girl's patience. And the girl says, is it true that it's love? He's trying to demonstrate his love. And the girl is hearing all this and is believing. What kind of stupid love is that? You can never change an angry man, for example. It's a character. I built it. So character is the first thing to look out for. Who is this person? Because at the end of the day, he doesn't have money. Even making money is a skill. 2 of them can develop that skill and become rich tomorrow. Some of these skills that we are looking out to, the basic thing is character. Look out for someone who has good character, honest, has integrity, and all that. You're seeing every other thing, you're saying, okay, I'll change it. You can't fix a man or a woman.
And someone that has the fear of God.
Fear of God.
You've mentioned something that is quite impactful, not just for me, but for our listeners, because character is...
I think like that what was very... Family members, I do hope that there's a pen and
paper.
Not paper is so small, because it could get thrown away.
Okay.
A
pen
book,
and jotter.
you got to journal these things down.
We're getting all the knowledge we can. Maybe at the end of this conversation, we even write a book.
I think that what was so beautiful for me to hear and was so profound is that the skills can be learned.
The skills can be learned.
And this really just points back to really when we say wife material, husband material, what do people have an understanding of what it means?
What it exactly means?
Is husband material just, if the man has the money, he's providing for me, that's okay. Are you looking at the character? He's providing, but then you don't have peace. He just drops the money. There's no empathy. He doesn't know you're down. He's not listening to you. Then the wife material, she cooks, but there's no character.
There's no character.
You can't invite your friends over.
Because
you can't even invite your family over because you know that there's a lioness in the house.
You have Jet Li at home.
So it's beautiful that you said that even the skills that we'll look at in this young generation, money, can even be learned. You both can build together. Wow.
The part of a relationship that intrigues me the most, and I think it began to intrigue me when I was in uni and I met my best friend, my very, very close friend. His parents ran their business together. Like it was
like us.
Exactly like that's why I was intrigued. I was intrigued when she said she was bringing both of you. It was very wonderful. They ran their business together and they've been married for actually just like you. 30 years. And I observed them. They had an event center. They transitioned from so many businesses together. And every time my friend would tell me how his parents started, they started with nothing. It made me realize that even in marriage, the idea of becoming rich, it should be together.
Do we even understand what partnership
together is? And it's what I believe that we've lost in this generation. We have Pablos now looking for Pablets. We have we have
looking
people
for Dogu.
We have people looking for Mommy is on trend.
She knows what's going.
I have a question for Daddy. What is something a young man like me? A young man, this is me now. I want to get married. I want to be into the world. Or let me even ask from my own perspective. We'll get to my own perspective. From you and Mommy, what was something you saw in Mommy?
Equality.
What was that thing that made you say, Achalugo?
You were making the right choice.
Achalugo, I'm going to marry you.
I used to tell people, initially it was not. I was not attracted to her because I had like a list.
I like that. So it's not just women that have lists.
Oh, wow.
It's not just women that. I love that. Thank you, Daddy. Go on.
An intentional man.
Yes. I wrote. I needed a tall lady, fair, from my place.
Okay.
You know, things like that.
Lunch dates.
So, but along the line, as a Christian,
Yeah.
those days, I used to say, I ask 100% of me want to do that which I've written. And another 100% of me want to do the will of God.
The will of God.
As a Christian. You know, it became an issue.
That's all.
And I think God came for me.
Yeah.
Because I had that revelation.
Yeah.
Not to go with what I've written.